Hello everyone, welcome to Downtown Tailoring. Today's video has been requested many times. We always wanna wear a nice warm puffer coat, but we wanna look curvy too. So let's go! This is the puffer coat, and as you can see, it has the stitches for the division inside, and that make it look a little bit less puffer, but still is puffer. And these are the pins. As you can see, I'm just reducing the size a little bit and a little bit at the waist. And this is the way it looks without the pins. And as you can see, it makes like a difference. Like it looks a little bit bigger, still fit, but it's not the same. So to work in this kind of garment seems daunting, but it's really easier than you think. I will start by opening one of the seams at the back. The fabric print on the lining is so busy that you barely can see the seam, but it's there. I look for it and I just have to try to open it. And as you can see, when I open, you can see the puffing with the feathers inside. And I'm gonna mark all the pins inside using my heat erase pen. When I have everything marked, I'm gonna remove my pin, and that will allow me to know more or less what I need to do. My next step is opening the hem as well. You don't need to open the whole hem. At the back, you could open just where the hem encounter with the seam is, but I will open the whole seam so I have more space to work in an easier manner. You see, that way I have everything open and it's so easy to work. Let me put it in the mannequin so you can see where I'm at. I have to take it in those seams, but those seams has a top stitch. So before taking in, it's very important to open this top stitch. This top stitch is very functional in the jacket because it kind of flattens it out, and because of all those feathers making it puffy, it's really difficult to open. If you add the fact that you don't want to break the material because you don't want those feathers coming around, it makes it even more difficult. I'm opening and I'm being very, very, very careful. It's not the end of the world neither. If you break the material for some reason, you just patch it in or mend it. Not big deal, but it's better. It's better not to have that problem, right? Although everything is so well sealed, the feathers always find their way out. This is normal and natural, but I'm trying to make it more difficult for them. Now that I have the two top stitch open at the back, these are the two seams that goes at the back, I can work. I can start by marking where my new seams will be, and I think I have explained that before in other videos because I pin both seams. Sometimes I pin one a little bit more than the other, so I need to balance those measurements. The way I do is that if I pin 1 inch in one seam and 1.5 inches in the other seam at the same level, I will take 1.25 inches in each side. And that way I make sure that everything is symmetrical and well for my customer. After I have all my pins marked corrected, then I can trace the line. And in this case, I have to try the best I can to push the feather down because I want this to be as flat as I can. I don't want the feather to be in between. So I can mark a decent enough line because in that case, you won't mark it so well. But anyways, you will correct it a little bit while you are sewing it. Now I'm gonna sew it, and you probably shouldn't pin it the way I am because the pins make holes in some materials, but in this one it doesn't, so you have to be careful because you don't want to leave holes in the jacket, so just check for that. If you cannot pin it, then use clips. Remember that I'm fighting with a lot of volume, so I have to fight a little bit sometimes. After that, I will do the top stitch in each side, and the top stitch you have to be very careful. Make sure that the material is not getting inside, because that happens sometimes when we are working with lining pieces. And now is the time for the sides. Remember that we needed to cinch a little bit this waist, and for some reason this lining is attached to the side seam, so I open first the side seam, and then I will take in a little bit, and then I will take in at the lining as well a little bit, and I will attach again the lining to the side seam as it was before. This is something that you won't encounter all the time. It's just in this coat. Now let me put it again in the mannequin so you can see how I am. So the job is almost done. I just need to take in at the lining as well, and one side is all closed, and I will just take it normally, but at the other side I will take just at the top and at the bottom, and I will leave one piece without sewing in the center. I leave this one because that will help me to finish the hem. So look the way I will do. I will insert my hand in the hole I left, and with my 2 fingers I will take the seam out, and after I have it out I will put it together, and I will sew lining and jacket together at the hem. The first thing I did it like following the same seam allowance, but then I realized that the makers, they kind of shifted a little bit, and I corrected and just follow their line and not the seam line. My next time is secure the hem, and for that I have this tacking that I am gonna do, and I show you that in the other video I did with the jacket. I'm just sewing it together, and that way it doesn't fall down and the hem on the jacket will stay up. This is very, very important. I'll do it in the 2 seams, and now I'm gonna close a little bit more the seam I left open. So I'm gonna close it as comfortable it is, and look how it is, and I will just try to close the best I can. And see what I do, I turn it a little bit, and then I will sew as much as I can. And of course I cannot sew everything because it's impossible, and I am leaving around probably 2 inches open. And then for closing that, you have 3 options. The first option is to put together the 2 sides and make a top stitch. This is the less clean option, but I think in this case, because the material is so busy, it won't look bad. The second option is to close it by hand with a ladder stitch that will be virtually invisible. And the last option is the one I'm gonna do. I will go to my sleeve and turn it inside out and look for the last stitch they did. And I will open this stitch, and then I'm gonna insert my hand, and I will go with my hands through all the jacket until I find the hole. You see, I found the hole, and then I will go and put my 2 fingers in the seam. You see, I will pinch it very hard because you can lose it, and then I will pull it out. After I pull it out, I can sew it perfectly, and then when it's sewn, I just leave it inside again, and then I can close again the sleeve, and the jacket is all done. And here you go. This is the result. It's all full of feathers, but don't worry, we are going to dry clean that, and you can see the before and after. You can see that although this jacket is very well done, it has a very nice shape, it will look much better on my customer after it's taken in. And this is the coat that is all finished, all dry clean, and I just have to pack it for my customer to pick up. And guys, if you find this video useful, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell below so you don't miss any videos, comment, share. Bye!